I had a little bit too much fun with that thumbnail. In fact, that's going to be the thumbnail for every time I do an hour of Nintendo Switch Online. What's that? He's created another show? Another format? Another format? Oh no. Another format? Format? Huh? Not quite sure what this is about, other than, like, checking out Nintendo Switch games for an hour. I figure if there's one that's worth playing, it'll end up getting another part. Would you believe I've never actually sat down to try and play Kirby 64? Like, ever. Despite being a self-proclaimed Kirby fan, growing up, the only Kirby game I really had was Kirby's Dream Land until pretty much when Amazing Mirror came out. I'd played tons of Kirby games on emulator. Naughty. So, don't share sharps. Yeah, Kirby, once you collect those crystal sharps, please return them to their designated sharps box. How's it going, Space? Isn't that like something in CSS? Oh, right. I was about to say, isn't H4 header 4? When you're writing CSS. Minigames. Oh, available from the get-go. I didn't even know about these. Enemy info? Alright, okay. Theater, for cutscenes you've already seen. Settings. Display. Oh, so that's where the HUD is. Because I've seen people play... So what's got you all cheery and happy? Well, I inquired about an opportunity to review an upcoming game, and I was selected. So I'm very excited to bring you a game called Curse Crackers tomorrow on livestream. The game is going to be in the Steam Next Fest from the 7th, so it's a very topical game to be playing, and I'm hoping that I can draw some more eyes to it, because it's a very sort of Game Boy inspired game. It's got that sort of lovely art style. It's going to be good. I know it's going to be a good time. So I'm looking forward to bringing that to everyone tomorrow. Do you know how to use Kirby's copy ability? I do, but I don't know how to mix it. So this game will probably tell me. Inhale B. So jump is going to be on the button on the right-hand side. Do you know how to use Kirby's cope ability? Well, you can look at it as a key get. I see it as an opportunity get. And if covering the game can benefit both me and the game's publisher, Color Grave Games, then I say all the more, you know. Oh, L and R. All the more imperative that a decent business relationship can be constructed out of this. We covered that Steam game, Trapped in the Forest, in January. But since then, I haven't had a decent amount of luck. How dare you, that join button is a scam. How so? Almost joined the community twice. What's scammy about it? Should there be a ticker down the bottom with the names of the people who applied to my community? That's not a bad shout. I got a copyright notice on High Stakes Club is... What? Really? That's crazy. Well, I'm just gonna mute that part completely. I can't believe it. That is on the no copyrighted music on Fortnite. Ah, I got a content ID claim on that. Ah, oh, that's funny. Oh, right. So if I go to earn memberships, let's go ahead and look at everyone who's currently active. There are 5 currently active memberships. So I am going to create a text source that scrolls, which I believe is not a script. Styles, scroll, animation, scroll, right to left. Oh my god. Ugh. Right. So. That's every currently active membership according to YouTube. Wow, they actually overlap. So I have to do it this way. Styles. Enable up to 60 frames per second. Drop shadow, black. Distance. That's okay. You can't even accuse me of it being a scam now. Oh, fuck. Oh, you were accusing YouTube. Oh, they put it very next to the subscribe button. Ah. I see. So it's not me that's scamming people. Porridge accepted. Aye. Fuck. Ah! Why is it so hard? Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. everything I remember about the very brief time I spent trying to play this on an emulator back in the day. It's all coming back. The chunkiness of the controls. And I tell you what, this has a working life bar, and the game doesn't crawl to a halt. So it's already better than trying to play this in Project 64. They're meant to be like a collectible or something in here when I kill the boss. I did such a terrible job. I've probably been banned from... What? I can't use the analog stick in this game? So tell me, what else is the analog stick doing on the controller right now? Other than not doing anything. I get the feeling I'm not meant to destroy those little plants, either. There's an entire list of what abilities you need on what stages to destroy hidden blocks, and it's based on the color of stuff. I remember that. I remember having to go back being a pain. Maybe I watched someone else stream this. Maybe I watched Soybomb stream this back in the day. I think there's a good chance of that, actually. I get the feeling he might have played through this. I watched you stream it? In your dreams? In your restless dreams? You did a YouTube stream? Wait. Are you gaslighting me? I told you, my name's not Franny. I've definitely watched Soybomb stream this, but it's entirely possible that you streamed this and I watched it as well. I mean, I have been drunk since then. I might get drunk now. In fact, that seems like a really good idea. Got it! Oh. Hi. Do 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 do. Destroy them all. I do think this game is extremely charming. Just Kirby as a character in general. There's just something about that sweet little pink boy, isn't there? All the classic enemies look really weird in this low poly block color style. You're a big boy, aren't... Hold on. Is space here, or is look behind you here? Got so high last night I used lube for hand wash instead of soap. Grade A horse, my dude. I was on the Gange. Ah, I thought that was going to be enemies dropping down, but no. Well, you are aware that that stuff is more powerful if you swallow it, right? Like, it's way more powerful than smoking it. And if you're not familiar with it, and you're like, yum, 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 this isn't doing anything, it's just gonna hit you even more when it does. So I think you've learned not to do that again. If you don't know about it, yeah. You're probably going to end up doing that. That way. Yeah, there we go. Wasn't I supposed to get one of those from the first boss? Oh! Adeline! Get ready for the cutie patootie stare. Adorable. There's a trend in Japanese fiction of like censoring innocuous things. That's a sense of humor. I love that they do that in this. Like, what she's drawn is so horrible that it's censored. Ooh. If I know what I think I know about Kirby, the final boss looks something like this. Bang! Right in the face with the fiery sword. You gotta love it. They've already got a handshake. They've known each other for all of like 5 minutes. And they've already got a handshake. Got it. Not that it's particularly difficult, but you have to be on the ball anyway. So, yeah, I'm missing the middle one, so maybe I have to beat that boss without taking damage. If I care enough to get them all, maybe at some point, but I don't think I do care that much. This reminds me a bit of, Kirby's Dream Land 3 as well. I think it's the general weightiness of the powers. It's having the little puzzles within each stage. Kirby's Dream Land 3 really is quite amazing. I might add it to the list, because I don't think I've beaten that either. I don't think I have. I have beaten Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Dream Land 2, Kirby Superstar / Fun Pack, Avalanche. I haven't beaten Dream Course, because I don't like Dream Course. Hey, Johnny, how's it going? Don't like Dream Course, so I've never beaten that. Nightmare in Dreamland, which is just Kirby's Adventure again. Oh yeah, beaten Kirby's Adventure. What key did you get? It's not about getting keys. It's about getting opportunities. But yeah, it was for a game called Curse Crackers by a developer called Color Grave Games. It's very much Game Boy inspired. It's going to be at Steam Next Fest from the 7th, so take a look at it if you're interested. It's really unfortunate that Steam Next Fest is landing exactly at the same time as, like, Hogwarts Legacy, because it means I'm gonna have my work cut out for me, because I'm gonna be covering Hogwarts, covering this game and everything else that's in this Curse Crackers, and everything else that's in Steam Next Fest. Curse Crackers, it's green. Oh, that's green. Yes, For Whom the Bell Toils, which I think is a very nice nod to the frog for whom the bell tolls. Kaeru ni Tamiwa, whatever. Which, with it being a Game Boy influenced game, it's very much a nice nod for the title to draw inspiration from such a classic and overlooked Game Boy game. Soy Bomb definitely streamed that one, because I was around for most of those streams. That was a good time. It has a very, very strange combat style, that game. Yeah, looks good, doesn't it? And they just put out a tweet that I saw the tweet. I'm not sure in connection to what. But I saw the tweet, and they were saying, we're an indie developer, you know, take a chance on us. And I'm thinking, you know what? As a content creator who time and time again has been asking people to take a chance on him, you know, it felt like a good idea to reach out, and it was. I've managed to get just one sponsor opportunity so far this year, and that's on the game we played on New Year's Day, Trapped in the Forest. Which, I mean, wasn't a terrible time. I don't want to say anything that might upset that publisher. Because it was still really nice of them to give me a key for Trapped in the Forest in January. Jim does have a power, but he doesn't have all the power, because he still got refused Forspoken, as did I. So, you know. He does, but most Aussies do. Hey, Sushi, how's it going? Got it! Yes! Wispy Woods time. I'm good, you good? I'm surviving. Go on, Wispy Woods, get angry. Big energy. Oh yeah, isn't that a song? Big energy. That came up in a conversation recently, and I'm trying to remember where it was and why it came up. A pack of coyotes? Were they ugly? Oh! Oh, the crackhead was howling like a coyote because there was a pack of coyotes. You didn't need the coyote tape, then why did you go to 7-Eleven? You're telling me you didn't go to 7-Eleven for the coyote tape? Gulp, gulp. Going for a big gulp. Going for a chocolate frosted milkshake. And the little TV microwave dinners. This is Nintendo 64, Kirby 64, for at least an hour. This is being played on the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. We'll have to put in an extra 2 or 3 minutes over the deadline because I put in the sponsor scroll down the bottom while we were streaming, which took time. Think about how many times your name can appear. All you have to do is pay me. Isn't this the room that fills up with sand and then I have to climb Day-to-Day's back? I get the feeling this might be our first death coming up, because this room I vaguely recall being a real pain. DokeV, I think the likelihood of DokeV releasing this year is now very low. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. Pearl Abyss refused to comment on when the game was coming out, but felt the need to point out and clarify several articles that said the game wouldn't be releasing until next year. They specifically felt the need to come out and say there is no release window in place. So they could be hedging their bets on whether or not they can get it out in time for this year. So it's possible that we could see it at E3 for a winter release this year. It's possible. But I personally don't see that happening. Just because whenever I'm excited for something, something's got to happen to stop me from having it, you know? like take yesterday, right? I posted a message to that publisher, Color Grave Games. And when I first tried to send the message, Twitter came back to me and said, "Suspicious activity on your account." It was like the universe was conspiring to stop me from having that opportunity. So don't rule out the possibility of, like, it's still not coming out until next year. But I'd like to think there's a good-ish chance we could see it at E3 with some sort of closed beta this year. And if there is, I really want in. Like, real bad, I want in. I really want in. If there is a closed beta for Dokkaebi, I want in. It would be an understatement to say it's the game that I am most excited for. It is absolutely the game I'm most excited for. Of all the games coming out in the foreseeable future, I'm more excited for Dokkaebi than I am for any new Silent Hill or Metal Gear Solid game. I'm more excited for Dokkaebi than I am for any new Sonic game. For any new Like a Dragon game. Okay, so most modern video games now, Beans, are... Sorry, slut. Are... region-free. A USA copy of Balan Wonderworld will work. It's... barring maybe a couple of sports titles, every PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Series game is region-free. So you wouldn't have to worry about region locking. If the game comes with a DLC code, like a costume or an expansion, that is typically tied to the region of the game disc. So if Balan Wonderworld comes with a DLC costume or something like that, then that will be locked to the store. The region of the store that the game is for. But in terms of the physical disc, that will work. Almost always. Gone are the days of region locking. Yes, the last console I can think of to employ region locking would have been the Wii U. And it was the Wii U's downfall. For sure. Because I remember Nintendo specifically saying that the 3DS would be region-free, and then it wasn't. And then I remember them saying that the Wii U would be region-free, and it wasn't. And that really killed those systems, because, yeah, I've got a fair number of Japanese 3DS games in my collection. And how do I play them? Not on a Japanese 3DS. I play them by loading them in a game launcher in Homebrew. I'm sure that piracy would have been far less rampant on the 3DS if Nintendo had just released the system without region restrictions. To a certain extent, I understand the need for region restrictions, say from a licensing point of view, but in our current very global society, where, you know, pretty much all the markets are interconnected now, you don't have to worry about that stuff being only available in a different market issue now. Oh my god. Hey Jacob, how's it going? I added the crawl down the bottom for sponsors. You're on there. It's interesting, because sometimes Nintendo's like, alright, we're going to allow anything, pretty much anything on our system, you know. And you get tons of cool eShop shit. And you get Switch releases like, I'm going to have to try and reach for this now, because all my Switch games are in a stack. Fuck. Come on. Nintendo, they're a little bit hands-off. They're like, okay, we'll be lenient. You could release Waifu Uncovered on Nintendo Switch with an 18 PEGI rating. And, I have to make sure I show the right side. Alright, I could show you the obscured with, it comes with postcards. Need to make sure I show you the right side of the Whew! Yeah, so on one side, the character is clothed. On the other side, no. But recently, Nintendo has been a lot less lenient about what gets published on the system. They've been sending a lot more games back to publishers, demanding changes. So I think the good days of the super lenient Nintendo that would allow anything on their console is coming to an end, unfortunately. Yes, a port of Xenia to the Xbox Series. It's going to be interesting to see how Microsoft reacts to that. Up until now, the emulators have not been for Microsoft systems. I can see Microsoft potentially... now, there's very little they could do about it, but I could see them getting very unhappy about the existence of an emulator that allows people to play Xbox games on their system that have not been officially licensed by Microsoft. Be interesting. I'm curious about that, that game that was released on Switch where, like, it was machine translated and the item name translations were so bad that, like, you could select a makeup style that was, like, whore makeup. I need to look it up, see if I can find what game that is. Because chances are it's gone off the store. But the translations were... Right, I'm going to look it up, because the translations were... Oh, top tier. Homie! Sorry, Marge. Oh. Not quite sure what that was meant to be, but it definitely wasn't Homer Simpson. So, let's see if I can find this. Switch game translation whore, I think is what I'm looking for. Selfie collection. The Dream. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Midsummer's Lovely Booty. Long-tailed tit that sucks nectar. These are so good. Temporary head of the raccoon dog. Here it is! Here we are, okay. Eye of a graceful prostitute. And then we have the Epstein classic. Faithful prostitute. It's fucking great. There are some that are just, you know, fairly, just fairly accurate. 6 arrows penetrating half of the body. Hey, you speak German, don't you, Sushi? Can you help me out here? What is a Schneidiasis dress? Schneidiasis. Schneidiasis. I don't think it's a real word. Yes, my favorite hairstyle. Grilled sweet potatoes with autumn breeze. I feel like I can go order that from Marks and Spencer's. Oh. And I'll finish it off with the Bart Simpson special. Eat pant. I'll link this in the chat. It's fucking brilliant. I love this article so much. These are just they're chef's kiss. They really are. Notifications? I'm streaming! Douche meteor! Yeah. I figured if I showed all of them, we'd be here on the pause screen all evening. Nintendo wouldn't be allowed to actively, or perhaps it would be a bad look to. I don't think they would necessarily not be allowed to. I think it would be a bad look to say, oh yeah, and our dev mode consoles can emulate all your favorite games. That would not be a good idea for them. Everybody who knows, you know? It's not like Spawnwave doesn't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and Spawnwave doesn't every day go, hey, check it out! An Xbox emulator's released on Xbox Series. You know that's gonna be on fucking Spawnwave tomorrow. Welcome back to Spawn Wave, and first piece of news today: Xbox 360 games are playable on the Xbox One in dev mode and retail. So, I mean, you don't have to watch Newswave now because I've told you what's going to be on it. I don't actually hate Spawn Wave, for the record. I'm just jealous. Yeah, this is the place I was expecting to die in this game. But we've actually had our first death, which is pretty unexpected. Isn't there a secret up here? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. I thought I had to escape sand in this room. Maybe not. Maybe my memory is flawed. So glad there's a Maxim Tomato there. Is that even legal? Generally speaking, yes, it's legal, but I don't think it's very good practice to say, oh yeah, our console can play all these other consoles. The way you'd have to do it if you were being sly would be to say, Xbox Dev Mode opens up the full opportunity of your console. Some things you would never have thought possible. You know, some sort of wording like that. Could have sworn that room had rising sand. Maybe I'm misremembering. I could be doing that thing where you merge two things together in your head. Oh my god, I missed one. Not good. That means I'll have to replay that level. And I got everything in it. With any luck, I don't have to replay that level. I could maybe pick up the card in another stage. I don't know exactly how it works. Uh-huh. Oh, brown on its own, so, rock. Generally speaking, they don't tend to give you what you need, says the guy who just noticed they were giving me what I need. Come on then. Respawn! You mangy cur. They're not gonna respawn. The enemy I actually need is not gonna respawn. Bravo. Bravo, 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 bravo. Oh, why would you? That's got to be intentional, right? I'm British now. Just put some lemonade zazz into my soda-streamed water. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade, innit? I don't even like lemonade. Yes, lemonade in the UK is fizzy. Lemonade in the US is, still. And the lemonade that Mother gives you won't do anything at all. So I dubbed the Unforgiven. Lemonade! Can lemons be used to make fire? Lemonade, so adopt the unforgiven. Yeah, it's never me, I think. Never me. What do you usually use HP sauce for? The brown sauce. I'm not much of a brown sauce fan, but when I do have it, I will usually have it on chips or in a butty with, like, bacon. It's a very fruity, tangy sauce. It's not like ketchup. It's not sweet. There's almost a spice to it. It's not peppery, but it kind of has that edge to it. But like all sauces like HP, there's other versions of those products. I tend to prefer the less sugar HP brown sauce. It's tangier, and it's nowhere near as bad for you. Yeah, when you want something different than ketchup, it goes very well with bacon. Very well with bacon. Will you play Atomic Heart when it releases on Xbox Game Pass 21st of this month? Well, I will definitely play it. Whether or not I will play it on the first day in February, that's something I can't promise. Because we've got Like a Dragon Ishin this month. We've got Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Hogwarts Legacy. There is a lot of games coming out this month. I had zero interest in Atomic Heart until I saw a clip of it on Twitter. A clip of the player character, because it's a first-person game, not opening, like, drawers and containers the standard way in a game. Open, examine, items. No, having their hand out and going and vacuuming all the collectibles and, like, all the doors on the cabinet swinging open and all the collectibles getting sucked out. And I was like, yeah, okay. I had zero interest in the game until then, and seeing that, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give this a go. Because it looks, just from a glance, it looks very much like the original Dead Island. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that would say, how dare you say such a horrible thing? But I actually really love the original Dead Island, and I got that vibe looking at gameplay of it. And it was that vibe that made me go, okay, I'll check it out. Crystal Dynamics Marvel Avengers will shut down. Oh no. Are they going to make Spider-Man playable on non-Sony platforms? That'll be good. Unless he already is, and I wasn't aware. Yeah, PS only. You'd think they would, dial that back with the whole game getting shut down thing, you know? I mean, if I were in Crystal Dynamics' position, I'd be like, right, let everyone have fun. But apparently not. It's on Game Pass, right? Looks like I missed something. I think I have to have, like, spark powers or something. Wow. Probably didn't do that. I'll have to replay that stage. See, that's the only issue I have with this game's, like, power mixture mechanic, is that there's so much that you can't do on your first run through the stage, unless you're lucky enough to have brought what you need in with you. There's no, like, indication. Like, before starting the stage, if it was like, rock might just cut it, or a clue that makes you go, okay, reading that, I know I need to bring that into the stage. If it were a modern game, they would totally do that. Oh, game. Stupid. Remember watching a video saying this was originally meant to be a Genjin Bonk game. No, that's incorrect. Bomberman Hero started out life as a PC Genjin game. This was always a Kirby game, ever since its inception. I'd be willing to stake a great deal of my dwindling reputation on it. Bomberman Hero started life as PC Genjin, and then most of the game was salvaged because Bomberman Hero has a lot of, like, dinosaur-themed worlds and bosses and enemies. And in hindsight, that makes a lot of sense. It may well have been the N64 Facts video that I linked you to, because you mentioned the GoldenEye content, and I'm like, oh yeah, GoldenEye was originally meant to be an on-rail shooter. I know I've seen that somewhere, and then I linked you the video with the timecode. So it must have been the same video. Because that was an hour of Nintendo 64 game facts. Would be nice to see Bomberman hero on here. That would be Konami's decision to make, though. This emulation is interesting. Not everything on that pillar is rendering properly. There's like a blurriness to the texture of the pillar. Did Mystical Ninja release on Switch? Not yet. My source was adamant it was coming. Nintendo tested with it. It'll be interesting when this corruption comes to light. Sony's manipulation of the market. To a certain extent, I'm not even mad, because it makes great business sense to do that. But it's not legal. It's not entirely legal, rather. So, it'll be interesting to see the outcome of that. We are going to do to Sony what Sony did to Sega. What, provided them with the greatest level of freedom that they've ever had? Yeah. We have to be real here. Sony got developers on board making games exclusively for the PS2 with the very intention of snuffing out the life from the Dreamcast. Yes. Sega also, however, made the Sega CD. Then they made the 32X, including games that could only be played on the 32X and the Sega CD if you have both attached. Then they released the Saturn. And then, before the Saturn was even out, they were saying, oh, you know, the successor to the Saturn is going to be great. It's good that you bring Sonic up, because Sega were like, oh yeah, there's games coming out, it's Sonic Extreme, it's going to be huge, it's going to be the Saturn's Sonic title. And then Yuji Naka turns around and says, you're using the Knights engine? Fuck you. How dare you? So all the hard work on Sonic Extreme had to be chucked out. They had to start over again. I'm sure you've all heard the story of them being holed up inside like a flat, getting like terminally ill, being told they've only got 6 months left to live. Christian G. Sen was almost killed in the process of Sonic X-treme being developed. It was bad. All for the rush to get Sonic on the Saturn. Shh. Sega done fucked up. So, yeah, Sega's fault, and Sony's fault, and specifically Yuji Naka's fault. But it's alright, he's in prison at the moment, so... Last year was a wild year! Yuji Naka's in prison? I mean, that's just... He's not! You mean he escaped again? He's in jail. Right. He hasn't been convicted yet. Square Enix is like, what else can we pretend he's guilty of? To recoup our costs from Balan Wonderworld's failed development. Okay, so he's not in prison. He's escaped prison. Oh, these shoot me in a direction. Yuji Naka's Prison Break. When anyone mentions Prison Break, it just reminds me of a joke from Gintama. There's an episode that's titled something along the lines of, why is it still called Prison Break when they've already escaped the prison in the first episode? Until you then realize that it's a metaphor and life is the prison. That's like the full episode title is something along those lines. I'll have to look it up. Gintama Prison Break episode. Pu zun bukakeru iku shi zun tu ite tashika ni mo puri kakeru keru bure kushi iteru kedo are wa kono kusata shakai ka purizun te kodo dakara pu zun bukakeru ikurei nda yo. Which translates, which I butchered, which translates to, in the second season of Prison Break, they've already broken out of prison, but the name works once you realize that society is a prison. That's the episode's title. Whenever anybody says Prison Break, that's all I'm reminded of, is that episode title from Gintama. So when are the Saw Patrol games coming out? I don't think there's another Saw Patrol game coming out anytime soon, but there is a Ryan's World game that came out a couple of years ago, and I get the feeling that that might land on Game Pass this year. And if it does, I would love to play it. Like Ryan's Super Friends. It's like knockoff Donkey Kong Country. I'd love to play it if it comes to GP. I reckon it will. I get the feeling that'll come to GP this year. Seeing as they... Didn't they just take Ryan Kart off? It seems like the perfect time to put Ryan Kong Country on. That co-op platformer based on the Ryan's World characters actually looks kind of legit. Oh, Maxim. Adeline, you're such a babe. Much appreciated. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Blue and black. Black is bomb. I'm not seeing anybody around here with black power. Bomb power! Just in case anybody takes that out of context. So that's another level I'd have to come back and replay. Yes, March 4th last year. So maybe around March 4th this year? What do you think? A year after the game came out? Dropping it on Game Pass? Here's hoping. TBS. Total bucket of shit. Oh, to be determined. It didn't even get enough reviews to get a Metacritic score. Well, if they want an honest review, like unbiased, I'm your man. I played through Ryan Kart, right? I played through Paw Patrol Kart. I got all the achievements. I got all the achievements in Paw Patrol Kart. You have to play through story mode with something ridiculous like 10 characters, 17 races each. And I fully completed Mighty Pups Save Adventure Bay and Paw Patrol the movie. Got all the achievements in those. I will do DC Super Pets at some point on Xbox, just because you know, it's on Game Pass. I'd have to be foolish not to. I'm trying to remember which power is blue. Blue! It's goddamn green! Oh, is this the river? Yeah. Oh, no. I've seen this bit. DC Super Pets was fine. I do regret buying it on launch, but it was fine. Of all the DC Kids games I've played, Superhero Girls was way better. Superhero Girls was actually a good time. I would go as far as to call that game a good time. Yeah, DC Super Pets is still on Game Pass, and I've got it installed on PC. It's just getting around to doing another achievement run. It's that first level that's the pain in the butt. The one where you have to beat it without taking damage. Yeah, it was about 4 months, wasn't it? Something like 3 or 4 months from the game's release. I wish I'd waited, you know, because I've got a game that I'm unlikely to be able to sell at a decent price secondhand. Right now, it's in my brother's care, because he's mad about trophies. It's a fairly standard platinum, so I'm sure he'll give it a playthrough. So it won't be a complete waste, but I still think that maybe I should have held off. It's like Peppa Pig, right? On Switch. I bought that, and then, like, a week after buying it, I traded it in. That came to Game Pass last year, and I spent an hour one afternoon getting the 1000G. We've heard how much you've been helping people around the town, Peppa. And we've decided to take you to Potato Land. Yay, Potato Land! We're going to Potato Land now. Dinosaur! So yeah, I spent an afternoon last year, and I think it was in December, just getting the 1K in that. Yeah, it was when I got my Series X. It was one of the first Game Pass games I downloaded on my Series X. No, I did it on the S. Yeah, so I had the S plugged in on the downstairs living room so we could play Jackbox over Christmas. And I had it installed on the Series S. So it would have been, like, it would have been while I was off with COVID. Just before, Christmas last year. The service, the games as service narrative is slowly dying. People always preferred single-player games. Large single-player games and adventures. Publishers pushed games as a service. And convinced players that that's what they wanted. Now, it's proving clear that unless a game already is a service and has like a large install base, the release a game, get a whale to buy in, that's not working anymore for publishers. And too right. But games that already have an install base, like Fortnite, they're not going anywhere. And I have a theory about Fortnite's future and the Creative 2.0. Everybody's pushing for a metaverse right now. It's the new service games. Everybody wants to be the metaverse. Everyone wants to make the metaverse. The only metaverse I'm interested in is the metaverse being developed by Pole to Win. But anyway, there is a framework within Fortnite that would really lend itself to the metaverse concept. I'm talking the idea of Fortnite as a social hub, and then Pole to Win, Pole to Win, is a Japanese company that is typically responsible for doing a lot of game testing and quality assurance, but they've been developing their own metaverse. They were demoing the concept at Tokyo Game Show last year. We watched a trailer of it in VR. Well, I watched a trailer of it. You saw it out of the corner of my eye because of the way the game was capturing. But yeah, if there's any company I trust to develop a metaverse that doesn't suck, it's a company that, has a history of developing, of making games better, Like a company that's spent years honing the craft of making sure games work properly are the ideal people you want behind a metaverse. People who know what's going to work. Yes, you guys were spamming the text-to-speech. Sony are probably working on those 12 GAAS games games as service games because they know at least one will succeed. Yeah, that's the idea. The development time and cost on a games as service game is less than making a super large single player story driven game. You can put out a games as service game faster than that. And then if it takes off, that's great. You pump all the money into improving it. If it doesn't take off, because they cost barely anything to make, you make your money back, and then you kill it. What's your opinion of SD on Blu-ray? If SD is the only thing that's available, then, my dude, SD away, If that's the only thing you can get your hands on, then there's no reason not to put standard definition on a Blu-ray. What have I got that's standard definition on Blu-ray? Sakura Wars. Do I have... Video... it's creating Rem Lazar. Assets. Video. TV. No. Bear with me. What I want to point out, if I can, is how good standard def on Blu-ray actually looks. Because standard def on a Blu-ray is still P as opposed to I, right? It's still progressive instead of interlace. So, video, anime, Sakura Wars. So I'm not going to be able to play a lot of this because no doubt I'll run into copyright issues. But I want to point out that standard def, if it's going to play, no. Bear with me. Standard def on a Blu-ray is still gonna look way better than standard def on a DVD does. That's some remarkable capturing there. Makes me wonder if this is intentional HDCP. Okay. I mean, it still looks fine, doesn't it? You blow this up to full screen. I mean, doesn't that look perfectly fine? Doesn't that still look like a really nice image? And most Blu-ray players will apply a little bit of post-processing anyway to the image. So yeah, standard def on Blu-ray, sure, it's standard def, but, you know, you can still see a bit of pixelation here and there, sure. But you can still also see the differences in the color in the paint. You can still see, like, the gorgeous level of detail on this. If XSplit will behave. XSplit has given up trying to play this. That I blame VLC. Captures at a weird angle. Now. I mean, to me, that looks perfectly fine. For, like, watchable quality. That looks way better than a DVD looks. Sure, it's still standard def, technically. But I mean, look at that. That looks fucking sick. So I say, standard def on Blu-ray is perfectly fine. And it's a weird thing to care about. If the material is only really available in standard def, or if it's a case of it would cost the publishing company a shit ton more to get hold of HD rips, or they would have to pay a lot on conversion and, like, video improvement to get it to HD, then I'm absolutely fine with a company saving a little bit of money by using standard def. On Blu-ray, standard def looks fine. If that's all you can get your hands on as a publisher, it's not a problem. Wonder if I've got a DVD rip to specifically compare. I do, but it's porn. We're good. I could probably find one of the 6 moments in Freezing where characters are fully clothed. Yeah, generally speaking, unless, like, original masters have been held onto, sometimes you've only got standard def to work with. Now, technology is great. In the future, we might be able to 4K or 8K AI upscale stuff, you know? Isn't that a fun idea? We could take some anime from the 60s and scale it all the way up. We're just not quite there yet. The technology that's out there is incredible. There was a project... What is it? AKO? A-KO? Remaster that was done. And it's fucking beautiful. I think they used the Dommer's Day technique of, like, capturing the raw signal from, like, a Laserdisc player. So methods are out there of, like, remastering old video. But as it currently stands, you're still stuck with whatever was broadcasted. And for certain things, would you really want to make them look better? Like, to give you an example, Chargeman Ken. Wouldn't remastering Chargeman Ken destroy some of the magic of Chargeman Ken? I think it would. Balls. Don't fuck that up. Aha! Salvageable! Hit me again! Microsoft Game Studios publishes it. On PlayStation. On Switch. On Xbox. On PC. Unless I'm mistaken. Could well be Mojang. And that's the get around. Like, take for instance my employer, right? I'm not gonna, you know, name drop them or anything. I'm pretty sure my manager watches my YouTube videos now. So, be on your best behavior. But my employer, for example, the company, they can't exactly sell their products. Like, let's say garden products. They can't exactly sell their garden products at somebody else's store if they're emblazoned with the name of the company. But if they have another company that they act under the name of, then they can. A Blu-ray of the original Trigun. The originals might be lost. It seemed a decent quality on Netflix. Maybe because I was watching it on a small phone screen. Just remember, when you're watching the new Trigun, it doesn't stop the originals from existing. I have to remind myself that, otherwise I get really upset with it. Because it's very different. Well, this ended up being more than an hour, didn't it? I was only going to do an hour. Trigun DVDs look okay, like, in VLC with a bit of, post-processing. Badlands Rumble. I haven't seen that in so long. It's such a good film. What effect does publishing rights have when the games in question are multiplats? I still don't understand the question. Fuck. Oh, I can't swallow that for rock powers. Oh yeah! I forgot about this! Oh, come on! Wonder how many people got caught out by that nonsense. Right, yes. We ascertained this, I think, the last time you brought this up. I've got to fight it again. Oh, come on. Please tell me I start the boss battle from here. Yeah, I'm not sure I can answer questions of copyright. Reach out to the copyright holders, or rights holders. Alright, take care, Jacob. Badlands Rumble is on Netflix, right? Oh boy, I think that death tells me everything I need to know. How do you back out to the main menu in this game? You don't. So how do I know it's saving? Looks like it's saving. Alright. Thank you very much for coming for this impromptu, off-the-cuff Kirby thing. Wanted to check out what the emulation was like on NSO, because it's been a while since I played a game on NSO. Stay longer, Daddy. Where have you been this whole time? I thought I'd upset you. Just disappeared. I'll be around, like, I'll be available to, like, answer DMs and things for, like, the next half an hour or so. But I do have to consider some kind of early-ish bedtime. Just to be sensible. Good stuff lined up for tomorrow. Yes, so, Curse Crackers earlier in the day, and then Infernax. No, Infernax earlier in the day, and then Curse Crackers in the evening. That's the plan. Alright, thank you very much for coming, everybody. Until next time! If we live that long. Take care. Bye-bye.